Okay, this is Regents Chemistry, and this video specifically reviews the writing formulas and naming compounds quiz and the bonding quiz that you guys completed on Schoology. So this question said, write the name of the following formula. This is a metal and a polyatomic, so you simply name the metal, which is sodium, and you look up the polyatomic in table E, and SO4 is sulfate. So you simply name it sodium sulfate. Write the chemical formula for carbon disulfide. Carbon's a nonmetal, sulfur's a nonmetal, so we just write carbon, and disulfide means that there's two S's, so there's a 2 after the S. A lot of you put the 2 after the C. If the 2 were after the C, it would have said dicarbon. What is the name of P2Cl5? Again, this is all nonmetals, so we need prefixes. The prefixes for 2 is di, so this is diphosphorus. And we have 5 carbons. The prefix for 5 is penta, so this is diphosphorus pentachloride. Question 4, what is the name of the following chemical formula? It's a binary compound. It's a metal and a nonmetal, so you simply name the metal, sodium, name the nonmetal, and change the ending to IDE, so sodium chloride. The chemical name of AUP is gold 1-phosphide. This is not true because P has a -3 charge. So if they combined at a 1-to-1 ratio like they did right here, they combined 1-to-1, if P was -3, then that meant gold had to be +3. So this answer was false, and then you had to name it, so this would be gold Roman numeral 3 phosphide. And sometimes you're not going to see all of the oxidation states on the periodic table. So you can't just look at the periodic table. You got to do what makes sense mathematically. What is the formula for cesium bromide? Cesium is CS. Bromine is Br. Bromine has a -1 charge. CS has got a +1 charge. So therefore the formula is just CSBr. What is the name of the following chemical formula? Fe2O3. Well, remember, as we drop and cross, we can go up and over. This 3 came from up here. This 2, positive's always written first. And the 2 came from the oxygen. So this was iron. We need a Roman numeral because iron's got 2 positive oxidation states, +2 and +3. So this is iron 3 oxide. Question 8, the correct formula for chromium 2 nitrate. Chromium is Cr. This Roman numeral 2 tells us that chromium is +2. Nitrate is a polyatomic, so we're going at table E for that. If we look up nitrate in table E, we see it's NO3 with a -1 charge. So now we have to drop and cross. The 2 comes down here, unspoken 1 here. So this gives us Cr in parentheses NO3, and there's 2 of them because we brought that 2 down. So that would be choice C. The correct formula for ammonium phosphate is, well, this is going to be correct because ammonium's +1 and phosphate is -3, and when you drop and cross, the 3 comes down here after the NH4 where it is, and there's only 1 PO4. So this is true. And write the formula for nickel 3 bromide. They're telling us that the Ni is +3. You know bromine is -1. So we need to drop and cross on this. And when we do that, we get NiBr3. So that was our answer. That was the naming formulas and writing compounds quiz, or naming compounds and writing formulas quiz. Next, I'll go over the bonding quiz. Which of the following is the correct order from highest to lowest boiling point? Hint, you need to determine the type of intermolecular forces. Well, let's just list the compounds in general. H2O we know is going to be hydrogen bonding, because hydrogen bonds with NOF, nitrogen, oxygen, or fluorine. CH4 is going to be nonpolar, so it's going to be LDFs. NaCl is ionic. N2 is nonpolar, so it's going to be LDFs. And NH3 is going to be hydrogen bonding again. So how do we determine which one's in the correct order? Well, remember with LDFs, it's the one with more electrons. So ionic is going to be the greatest. This is going to be number 1. And then we need the 3 and 4 spot with the NH3 and the H2O. Well, let's see if we can eliminate any. So NaCl's got to be first, so we can get rid of D and A. And then after that, we have NH3 or we have H2O. Well, O has got a higher electronegativity than N, so it's going to be in the number 2 spot, followed by 3. This has got more electrons than N2, so it's got greater LDFs, and this is 5. So this is going to be out, and this is going to be in. Which of the following is not a polar molecule? Well, this is polar. This is nonpolar. CH3Cl, just so you know, it looks like this. You're going to have an H here, H here, H here, and a Cl here. And then H2S is like water, because S and O are in the same group. So you've got S with 6 electrons, and then H comes in here, and H comes in here. So this is polar, and this is polar. So your nonpolar one is going to be the CH4. Which of the following conducts electricity in the solid or liquid phase? Well, solid or liquid phase refers to a metal, okay? Nonmetals are non-conductors. Non-metals are non-conductors. So it wouldn't be anything that was all nonmetals. And the other thing that you have to remember is that ionic only conducts when aqueous. Only conducts when aqueous. So LiBr is an ionic compound, but there's no AQ here, so it's not aqueous. CH4 is nonpolar, it's covalent, so that's definitely out, because nonmetals are nonconductors. H2O is nonmetals, nonconductors. Here's our metal right here, that's our answer. Match the following with the correct bonding present. So we have, well, Ag is a metal, so that's metallic, C. CH4 is all nonmetals, so we have a choice between polar and nonpolar. This is going to be symmetrical in shape, therefore the pole will cancel out, north, south, east, west. So this is nonpolar, which is choice B. HF is going to be polar. F has got the higher electronegativity value, so it'll be slightly positive, and the H will be slightly negative, which is D. And Na2S is considered ionic, or if ionic and covalent, oh no, this is ionic, sorry, Na2S, reading it wrong. That is ionic. Okay. Next one, which of the following conducts electricity in the aqueous phase? So we know it's not Mg. We know it's not H2O. LiBr, aqueous, is our answer on that one. The formula for magnesium chloride is MnCl2. MnCl2 is manganese chloride. Magnesium chloride is MgCl2. So this was false. Question 7. Assign oxidation numbers for the atoms in lead 4 oxide. Well, this 4 came from the lead, so it's +4, and oxygen is -2. So this is +4, -2. Assign oxidation numbers for AlPO4. So over here, oxygen is -2. That gives us a net -8. Al is +3. So remember, in order for the whole thing to be equal to 0, P had to be +5. So here's my oxidation numbers. We've got +3, +5, and -2. Which of the following has the most polar bonds? Polar is, well, this is nonpolar, this is nonpolar, this is ionic, so this is the only thing that's polar. When bonds are broken, energy is absorbed, and when bonds are formed, energy is released. That's one of those things you have to memorize, okay? The window doesn't break by itself. It has to absorb energy to do it. And that's it for the 2 quizzes. There will be one more video on intermolecular forces that reviews the last couple of pages of the homework packet.